Hello, I'm ABXToyCam. Welcome back to the video. Today I have a really exciting continuation of my Minecraft 1.9 Farland series. If you don't know, it just takes changing a single file in the Minecraft 1.9 code, and you can actually reactivate the Farlands in both the overworld, the nether, and as it turns out, the end too. So that's what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. The end Farlands, something that never could have existed in the original Farlands thing, but that does exist here today and has quite a few interesting things about it. Even though in theory this should be the least interesting, to me at the very least this is the most exciting to look at, and that's what we're doing today. So hopefully you do all enjoy the video. If you do like it, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like the Farland videos, because again, this is one of the craziest bits of Minecraft. It's a Minecraft legend, and now it exists in the end. So yeah, that's something that's really wacky, because the end, you know, if you don't know, after, you know, the original end island, it then has the end islands expanding past that. Those end islands seem to go on forever and ever, just in expanding and expanding rings, and it means that eventually what happens is once you get to 12.55 million, you know, the Farlands coordinates, the same thing will happen here, but something really bizarre happens, because it doesn't just kind of naturally hit with the land. Because it is over some islands, you get situations where, like this, where it's like, oh yeah, the Farlands just generate and they go their whole own thing, but it looks like the islands do still generate all the way up to there, which gives you this really surreal thing where suddenly there's an island, there's all the stuff on the island, it's entirely fine, and then it hits a wall. And this is even crazier because there are structures in the end like these things up here. So the end cities and the end ships can still be found above the end Farlands, because as far as they're concerned, it is just generating on top of what's there. And also, fun little fact, is unlike the Nether Farlands and unlike the you know, the regular Farlands, is once you get to Y128, you actually, or sorry, I guess it's unlike the regular Farlands, you can actually see at Y128, this is where it stops. It doesn't go all the way to Y256. Stuff still can go up there, but the natural terrain never does. And it's really interesting to me, the fact that even though they didn't expect a Farlands, because this was built way after Farlands, again, Farlands were removed in 1.8 beta, this, you know, the end kind of like city stuff all came in 1.9 full release, so there's a full version and a little bit in there. But yeah, basically, even though there was this massive gap between them, they still decided to limit the terrain of the actual end blocks themselves to Y128, which is really bizarre to me, but it does mean you get this kind of interesting effect where there is the end, you know, blocks, and then after that you get the chorus fruit, you get the end cities, and you even get the end ships. And yeah, this is a super surreal thing to explore, just because of these structures, you know, you like, even though that, you know, that's the top of the world in theory, it still just goes on and on much beyond that, and it's really cool to look at. So yeah, this is probably the biggest argument I've ever seen for the end Farlands, because bear in mind, this only hits at 12 million blocks anyway. I think this is the coolest version of the Farlands, because it kind of just shows that the end, like other places, it transforms once you go through the portals, but then once you go 12 million blocks, which realistically most people never are, things get a lot crazier. And that's why I recommend like altering this file if you are playing Minecraft normally, because it's rarely going to come up, and when it does come up, it's one of the coolest things in existence, just because of stuff like this that is so cool to look at. So yeah, this is the end Farlands. Let me just show you through the middles here, because there's not a cross section of biomes, there's not too much going on besides endstone. It's not quite so interesting to look at, in my opinion. There's no caves, there's nothing like that, but it is still intriguing every single time I go through these Farlands, because again, there's just something so cool about this kind of circular generation that just makes me, it inspires me a little bit, that makes me go, wow, yeah, that's something that's quite cool. But in case, you know, just looking at this by itself isn't the coolest thing, instead let's show you the other Farlands, because again, Minecraft Farlands, they generate a 12.55 million in any direction basically, but this means that eventually what happens is, because it is this these coordinates onwards, eventually you'll actually hit two Farlands at the same time. So you might have seen this earlier on the video, but because we're almost at the corner of Farlands, when there's a Farlands over there and there's a Farlands over there, we get the corner Farlands. So again, the corner end Farlands is such a ridiculous thing that no one at Mojang must have paid any attention to, because it's just something that wasn't on their mind, but it is something really cool that I did want to quickly show you right here. So yeah, this is the corner Farlands, and as you can see, this is really crazy cool. So yeah, there are the islands over there. They stop for a little bit because they would continue and then keep on going that direction, but instead there's just this kind of pause between the last end island, then this massive block of end, and then once you go to the corner Farlands, it's actually this really reasonable terrain, like with the Nether, where it actually kind of made quite a bit of sense. It's the same thing here, where it's this really you know, normal looking terrain. It looks like it was generated normally. Because of the really weird intersection of the two Farlands, you get something that's a little bit interesting to check out. And like I said, I really do think this should be a part of the base game, because this is a really cool bit of generation. It's it feels like it's that you know, the next step beyond it, and it's just super cool to check out. So yeah, this is the corner end Farlands. Those over there are the regular end Farlands, over there and over there, that you can just barely see. And yeah, when you go through this whole thing, it's the coolest thing, just finding, you know, the chorus fruit, finding the structures, and the fact that it all can generate on top of here because of the height is something that's really cool, and that makes me think, you know, no one's planning to put this in the game yet, but maybe someone should, because again, this is just the coolest thing to explore for so many reasons, and I'd love to be able to say you could do that in the base game. But that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. These end ship things are super cool in general, and 1.9 is really cool because of those, but end ships and end cities are, going past the point of the far lands. I think that's something that's really cool, and it's something I'd love to see in the base game. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I always enjoy recording these. I'm considering doing one to show off the Pocket Edition far lands. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And besides that, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.